Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
An attack on a police officer is an attack on all of us.
A Wayne State University police officer is fighting for his life tonight after being shot in the head. And just moments ago, Local 4 cameras were rolling as police took this person of interest, as he's still described, into custody. Topping our news tonight at 11, the manhunt throughout the city of Detroit ended a short while ago.
Police say the officer was shot in an ambush attack on Detroit's west side, and we've just identified the officer as Colin Rose. This is a photograph of him with his canine.
Our Mara McDonald learning more about how that officer is doing tonight. We'll get to her in a moment. We'll start with Rod Maloney live at the scene of where all of this occurred tonight. Rod.
That's right. Right behind me, Devin, is where the officer's car is and where he was shot. Now, we're told that he was in the neighborhood investigating the thefts of navigation systems from vehicles throughout the neighborhood here, and that he had stopped somebody and was asking him about that when he was shot. The 5-year veteran of the Wayne State Force worked out of his scout car. In front of that cruiser rests a BMX bicycle. The officer reported he was questioning a man on it, and that's the last they heard from him. Detroit Police Chief James Craig says another Wayne State officer found him.
And when the first backup arrived, another Wayne State officer, he found the officer prone on his face down, suffering from what appeared to be one gunshot wound. Quickly, the officer transported him to a local hospital.
I heard it was 3 gunshots, and right one behind the other.
Just steps from the scene lives Marlene Costello.
When you hear something like that close, and I've got a room full of windows, I didn't run to the window, but I got off of my bed and just got on the floor.
Immediately, dozens of police officers from local, state, and even federal agencies fanned out in a grid search. Only Local 4's night cam, Tim Pamplin, was there when Detroit police found D'Angelo Davis walking on the street 3.5 hours after the shooting, about a half mile away on Selden near Trumbull.
There was a canine track. The dog did track to the person of interest. He was taken into custody without incident.
It's not often you see fully armored SWAT team members hugging.
And a suspect, for no apparent reason, decides to shoot an officer. So it's very troubling. It's a sad day, and we're just hoping for his recovery.
Now, there is no small irony in this arrest when you consider that it was a canine that was used to find the man. We also found out that the Wayne State police officer, the canine officer, also had named his dog Wolverine, and that was the nickname of one Patrick Hill, a Detroit police officer who died in the line of duty back in October of 2013. He, too, was shot. Back to you.
Wow. All right, Rod, now he's still being described as a person of interest. So what does the capture of D'Angelo Davis mean for where the investigation is at this hour?
Well, at this point, the helicopter is still up. Now, the police are saying that they have their person of interest in custody, but there's still much to do with this investigation. One of the things that they need to do is to find the gun that was used to shoot the officer.
Yeah.
And as of about a few minutes ago, the ATF put out a $5,000 reward for that weapon. And you can call 888-ATF-TIPS if, in fact, you know anything about that at all.
888-ATF-TIPS for more help on that.
Yes.
All right, Rod.
Now to more on that officer and his condition right now. Mara McDonald is live at Detroit Receiving Hospital, where the officer just had surgery. Mara, what can you tell us?
I can tell you that he's alive, Karen, which is more than anybody was hoping for here. There was so much worry out here that he wasn't going to survive the surgery. Take a look behind me. We have had police officers rushing in and out of the entrance here at the emergency entrance at Detroit Receiving Hospital, all to see 29-year-old officer Colin Rose. His chief describes him as one of the finest canine officers in the entire country. He's young, only 29 years old, shot in the head. He has been in surgery here at the hospital for hours. The university president, as well as Chief Holt, briefing us just moments ago. Take a listen.
Officer is out of surgery. He is in recovery. The family's with him now. He's got a tough road to climb, but we'll just have to see what happens.
It's a very traumatic episode. So right now, we're just hoping for the best. The best news that we received so far is the officer has come out of surgery, he's in recovery, and we just have to wait and see.
Back here live, they are grateful that he is alive at this point. They describe his condition as critical but stable. And with a head wound like that, there is a long road to recovery here. So stand by, still very preliminary here at the hospital, and still many people rushing in and out. We are live at Detroit Receiving Hospital. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Okay, Mara, our crews are going to remain on the scene gathering information. We'll have continued updates on air and online at clickondetroit.com.